What's up, my human heartbeats, and welcome back to Janeri Speaks Out, where the goal is to be a vessel to empower and rejuvenate humans to the highest capacity. Moving right along, I wanted to share with you guys that I realized growing up, I was unsure of my feelings and my emotions. And now, as an adult, I realized that the abandonment issues that I held on to for so long, I didn't talk about them, which also resulted to me being angry. So I just really wanted to let you guys know that if you suffer from anything, whatever it may be, talk to someone about it. It's nothing wrong with communicating with someone that you trust, someone that you confide in, and let them know what you are feeling. For a long time, I personally did not talk to anybody about what I felt. I didn't know how. I knew nothing about letting out my feelings to an individual, period, about how I felt. Because I don't know if you guys remember in the previous videos, I discussed a lot about how I was always told to be quiet as a kid. So I felt like eventually my feelings and my thoughts did not matter. So therefore, if someone is consistently telling you to be quiet, stay in the child's place, you're going to continue to do that because that's what they tell you. And you're not going to even think to even continue to try to say anything because they always tell you that. So it's like, well, they're not going to do nothing but tell me to be quiet anyway. So I might as well not even say anything at all. And that's really how I grew up. But the older I got, I won't say the older I got, when I caught my case for domestic violence when I was 28 years old, and I went to the 30 weeks of domestic violence classes, that's when a lot of my mental state started to expand. Prior to that, my mental state was very small. I didn't know how to tunnel my energy. I didn't know how to spread my emotions, say how I felt. And most importantly, I didn't know how to handle them in a calm way. We are 1000% what happens, how we react, but we are not responsible for what happens to us. So my reactions to a lot of things growing up as a child was bad. Even in my adult years, I still did horrible things because I resorted to everything as anger and not really realizing that, I really suffer from abandonment issues. I really suffer from, resenting my mom for not being there for me and resenting my dad for not being there as well. So I say all that to say this. Again, if you suffer from anything, please reach out to somebody. Please let them know. I cannot express to you guys how much of a change that has become of me since the domestic violence classes. I am very, very grateful that I went. I will look forward to taking any other class there is at this point in time because I know that it's not going to do anything but better myself. Please don't ever think that you are lower than anything else. Please don't ever think that, people may talk about you. I mean, I'm sure they probably will, but they're going to do that anyway. But to be able to better yourself and to understand your flaws. I used to be to the point where I used to say, well, she made me mad. And if she wouldn't have said what she said or he wouldn't have said what he said, I would have never hit them. That's not the way to be. And for a very long time, that's how I was. And now, a mother of two, I could not even think to teach my children that. I can't even think to teach my children to even feel that way. And if they told me they felt that way, I would let them know that is not okay. It's not. So, and it doesn't have to be abandonment issues that you suffer from. It could be anything. I just encourage you to reach out and get some type of talk to somebody. I don't want to say help, but I'm going to say talk to somebody. If that somebody is me, that is totally fine. I've been through that, so I wouldn't mind helping and, having your mind have you think things, because that's what domestic violence classes did for me. That made me think about who I was as a person, who I was going to be in the future as a person, how I was going to continue to grow and continue to be better as a person, because at one point in time I don't think that I was a really good person to a certain extent, as far as fighting people and being very, very verbally abusive and very disrespectful to humans when I got mad. And I just really thought that was the way to be. So understanding and admitting that you suffer from something, whether it is abandonment issues, whether it is anxiety, whether it is anger, whatever that is, it needs to be talked about. It needs to be dealt with. It needs to be handled. It needs to be something that you take very seriously, because it can hinder you in the future. I will say, when I want to say about 19 years old, I almost ran a girl over with my car at the time. I drove my mom's car a lot when I was growing up, so I almost ran this girl over with my mom's car because she busted out my mom's car window. And today, at 33, I'm so grateful that the cops pulled up and stopped it. And I was gonna hit her on the curb. Okay, she was running on the curb. After she busted the window, I drove on the curb because that's where she was walking, and I literally drove the car on the curb, and I was about to hit her. And at 17, 18 years old, I realized that I was mad. And I did what I thought was right at the time because she busted out my mother's car window. And it's just like, who do you think you are? Okay, don't worry about it. I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. Now, at 33, I'm so grateful that I didn't do that, because I probably would be in jail right now. I wouldn't even have any children. I wouldn't even be talking right now, expressing my feelings and thoughts all, you know what I'm saying, to the public, and trying to help the universe heal from whatever it is that they're going through. So when we're younger, we don't think as sharp as we do when we're older. And I'm just really just trying to touch younger people as older people. Anyone who thinks certain kind of ways or feels certain kind of ways about anything, it has a lot of things bottled up in the inside that's really hindering them and not really knowing. Because for a long time, I didn't know. For a long time, I just thought that how I reacted to things and how I was normal, until I caught the case, 30 weeks of domestic violence classes, and here we are. So, in closing, make sure you guys comment and let me know what you think. Your thoughts are very valuable to me. I really would like to know if you know anyone who has experienced or suffered any type of issues, abandonment, anxiety, anger, whatever it is, depression. Talk to them. Be there for them.